You are a sugar-free jelly donut with extra sugar. Baby dolls, today there is an eHEX, pHEX debate. What's going on? The answer is actually that it's a non-issue and it's nothing. And yes, you're going to be very shocked. Be like, what? All I hear is that HEX is dumping, and it is. Big, fat, red dump. How can you tell me this has nothing to do with the eHEX, pHEX issue? Allow me to explain. You see, we already went through this. This is what we're looking at right now. So I've mentioned here, okay, eHEX and pHEX is not the real issue. This is the real issue. The Richard Heart ecosystem was a sell the news event on testnet version 3. The hype peaked at testnet version 3. That's when it peaked. Okay? I even know this. If you go back and watch my video, I had about a 10 out of 10 excitement level. I was getting sprinkles, sprinkles. My chair was shaking. My chair was shaking about 30% less when PulseChain actually launched. So here I am telling you, the level of rattling in my squeaky chair was through the roof on testnet version 3, but there was a bit more blunt action, subdued behavior on the PulseChain launch. Yes, this is our indicator for fundamental research to let you know it was a sell the news event. It peaked on testnet version 3. And look, I can show you hard numbers too. No, you like it hard. So look at this. As we all saw with the PulseX prices, the ecosystem diluted over after launch. What do I mean by this? I already made a video. I have a video here. You know, I like to make YouTube videos, okay? It's called here, 100x, valuing PulseChain and HEX, $2 to 88. Okay, in this video, you click here, I split the ecosystem up and I show you what it's worth today. Okay, and that was at that point, it was like this is when HEX and eHEX were around 3 cents. All right, now this was the total market caps I got. If you add them up, here it is, 5.7 billion. So eHEX, pHEX, PulseX, 5.7 billion for the ecosystem. Before the split, not even the split, before the launch, look what HEX's price was up here. We were 11 to 12 cents. So if you go to 12 cents, I'm going to let you know, okay, 12 cents times 0.12, which is times 90 billion, which is the HEX circulating coins, billion, you have 10.8 billion. Now, is 10.8 billion bigger than 5.7 billion? Yes, it is. So what actually happened was, before we did any PulseChain launch, we were worth 10.7 billion, 10.8. And then after the launch, we're less. And now it's even less than this. So that's the actual issue. The issue, we're going to go through why eHEX should survive too, okay, later on. But the real issue is that the price dropped. Surprise, surprise. You are a baby doll baby cake. Yes, you are a sugar-free jelly donut with extra sugar, but we are not immune. You're not immune, okay? Everybody is immune to these cycles. Nobody can disconnect. No one. Human emotions. I don't know if it's a puppet master, cosmos, aliens, God, or everything in between. I don't know. It always happens like this. I'm going to show you other coins and other examples where it happens. And what I mean by it happens, there is a news event that drums everybody up, and then after, it can never live up to expectations. The price drops every single time. Also, as that happens, when you get to the bottoms, people start to say, it's dead, it's over. They actually enter a disbelief. They're like, it's never going to happen again. We're never going to go up. But because everybody in the HEX and PulseChain community, all they know is HEX, PulseChain, and the RH ecosystem, everybody believes that this eHEX is an actual real big issue. Like it's a debate because they see, oh, Richard pulled the farms and this and that. Oh no, they're not doing what they're doing. I promise you, you're not going to believe me. One day you will, all right? It could have been any other coin. It could have been a PulseX issue. It could have been the Pulse issue. It could have been how the launch was done. It could have been anything. There was going to be an issue from the start. That was how it was always meant to be. I'm going to let you know this. We are not immune. Nobody is immune, okay? This happened. You remember DOGE? You can look at DOGE, right? DOGE had sell the news events, okay? DOGE had Elon Musk, Okay. Doge had Elon Musk, and you can go back and you can check everything, right? Elon Musk peaking. Then FUD came. So then Elon Musk peaks, you can't live up to the hype. And now there's Doge FUD. Every community has FUD. You know Shiba Inu? SHIB USD. Let's go have a look at that. Shiba Inu also has FUD. Do you know around here? See here? Look at this little pump. Right? Woohoo! 90%. I know this doesn't look like much, but this was the rumors of the Shibarium layer 2 EVM. So the layer 2 Ethereum chain, the rumors of that was that it was now done. It was done. It was their testnet version 3. So this was SHIB's version, SHIB Inu version of testnet v3 for PulseChain. Okay. They had their own one. And you're going to flip out. When it went down here, you're probably wondering, okay, so what's the FUD? Yeah, there's FUD right now in the Shiba Inu community. Okay. They're worried about the founder doxing. 1. They're worried about the testnet never being released. There are Shiba Inu dedicated Twitter handles with like 100,000 followers or whatever. They are now joking that it's a rug. Does this remind you of anything? Exactly, we saw the same thing in the PulseChain and HEX community. People saying, it's a rug. You know, like once in a while someone would slip because they're just frustrated. It's crazy how that happens. But what actually is happening here? It's the fact that the price went down. That's what it is. It's because the price went up, they attached themselves to the narrative, and then the price went down, and they're like, then they lose belief. No more belief. That's what's called disbelief. You see what I mean? They got the hope part here, and now the disbelief. This is what's happening. It's happened in many other things. Chainlink as well. Link. Let's have a look at this. Chainlink released. Everybody had been waiting for staking here. Okay. Around, somewhere here. Chainlink staking finally released. It was like this little pump up here. See these green candles? It started going up. But remember, the whole crypto market was heavy. So it just started going up. Okay. They were waiting for 3 to 4 years for staking. And then we are now lower than the staking. And what's happened? All the Chainlink influencers, not all of them, okay, not all of them. There's just the funny ones and the meme ones. They're saying it's a scam, it's a rug, we're going to $4, $3, $1. They're doing the exact same thing. That's why with this Sell the News event, everybody has come to the realization that my video here was true. This is not a bad thing now because crypto's in a bear market. But the harsh reality is we have not added any value to the Richard Heart ecosystem, any of these coins, in a long time. That's the harsh truth, okay? When we released PulseChain, we didn't add any value on the release. So what you could actually say was, this is where it's going to hurt, was it was priced in already. That's right. It was already priced in. So you might even say that the run-up, because markets are always forward-looking, the run-up of so you might even say all of this was everybody pricing in PulseChain ecosystem. They were pricing in the future because that's what happens in markets. We front-run the future. And now that it comes out, down. Crazy. And also, look, we were higher on the fake launch. How about that? Okay. So this is something to think about when we're like considering, okay, where does everything land from here? Well, the prices are just down. And what happened was the money just moved. You had the pizza. We have not increased the pizza to be much bigger at all. We just split it up. So there's winners and losers. Who are the losers? Obviously, the eHEX stakers are the biggest losers, but dollar for dollar, okay? And who was the biggest winner? The biggest winner was everybody who threw everything into PulseChain, PLS. That was the biggest winner. And then I think after that is PulseX, then after that is pHEX, and last is eHEX. That's just how the crowd is valuing it and looking at it, okay? So when you consider this, now you can kind of see, you know what? Something was programmed in. This is how it always happens. I don't know why. Like I said, Papa Master, Cosmos, God, aliens, I don't know what it is. It just happens every time. You get a run up into the news. It's a sell the news. But then on the way down and at the bottoms, new FUD comes out, new stories. There's a new issue every single time. It's something new. It's something new. That's why they always say, just buy the low. That's why you just wait. Wait years. That's it. That's the best thing you can do. Just DCA, buy, chill out, and wait. That's the actual truth about it. So you can see this, right? This is the harsh truth people have to swallow. They're like, this doesn't make any sense. But yes, it does when I just tell you it already priced it in. HEX at 12 cents by itself, one coin was worth more market cap than combining all the coins together. And I added them all up. You just saw that, okay? So now we're looking through this. I want to tell you something as well. Okay, now we're going to move on to this. So forget all the names. I know Mr. Motley made a thread. This my postie was not directed at Mr. Motley or anybody else. Don't really care. Okay, it's going to be a new person in 6 months. It's like every 3 to 6 months, change the name, change the logo, change how the person speaks. Is it a short thread, long thread, big ID, small ID? Every single time it's something new. It doesn't matter, man. I've lost count of them. Just telling you now. As soon as I heard, I'm like, oh, eHEX dying. As soon as I heard that, I promise you, you know what? I just said to in my mind, just a voice spoke to me and said, okay, someone's already done the rotation. They're starting to get long. Or someone else is starting to get long. Or the newbies are about to make a big mistake. All those mean the same thing. As soon as I heard, I'm like, eHEX dying. Like, selling the original one to buy a Bitcoin Cash type of fork thing. By the way, I have both. They're both great, but just think about it logically. Like, you're selling the original, like NFTs, man. You people don't even sell the original NFT. The original NFT is worth more than everything, you know, because it's a first community, it's a first generation coin. So just think about it from like the degen perspective. Degens shouldn't even be really thinking about it, but what they're doing is, okay, this is what they're doing. They are not on a weekly chart, on a log chart. They're seeing this. They are seeing down 90%. They're seeing red candles. They're seeing the yield farms. And they're like, okay, well, I just got to sell the lows now because what's the narrative? Oh, here HEX is dying. Okay. It could have been anything, man. It could have been anything. This is going to be something new. I promise you, this is going to happen again. 6 months, 9 months, every single coin, everything goes through this. I just don't know why markets move like this. They just happen to do. This is the cycle. This is the cycle. So, repeat to you, okay? Most and all, what I've seen, anti-eHEX people, they already dumped their eHEX, their HEX on Ethereum. They've already sold, okay? They're not selling. What you think when they make the, you know when people start talking about, what you think, oh yeah, I'm going to sell here, down here, guys. No. They sold on the testnet. Influencers sold on the testnet. They sold here. They sold here, okay? They're already out. They want to buy back lower. Think about this. When you're already out, and now you smell blood, what is the easiest thing for you to do? Be quiet if you want to increase the power of your position, or like if you just tell people, yeah, man, this thing's going to zero, look at the price action. This is the polar opposite. Literally the polar opposite of everyone. We're all saying HEX is going to 25 cents into PulseChain. Everyone's going to launch at 20 cents. It's a polar opposite of it, right? So now it's just like, well, yeah, if you could sell it down, and what are they going to do, right? Look, I'll tell you right now, I've been around markets over 10 years. I have never once come across anyone, not one example of someone who's told me, oh, wow, I joined 5,000 people into selling something down 87% in 1.5, 2 months. I sold something down 87% in 2.5 months. And that was the amazing move. I bought it back like minus 1,000x lower and I killed it. Not once. Not once. I don't think it's going to be the first time now either. Okay. So this is just a reality of the situation you got to deal with. And remember, this is not about individual people or even about HEX itself. I'm just telling you, this is markets. It's a game. So now I hope you have an appreciation. Every single coin believes they are not immune to the narrative. Chainlink with staking, they believe they were not immune to the narrative. Doge people, I know you laugh at Doge, like, oh, Doge was such an obvious sell the news event for Elon Musk. But now you can't judge people because people see Elon Musk's 13-year track record. They don't know anything about markets and they think, okay, everything he touches turns to gold. And now he's buying, he said he likes Doge and Doge is 40 cents. It's not even $1 yet. It's not even $10. Okay, so now we got to see, oh, well, you know, everything that Richard Hart touches turns to gold as well. Now you had a sell the news event. And now everyone's feeling the pain. So it's not even about the individuals. It's not even about the coins. This is just how markets move. This is why I always say, man, 2023, write it off. 2024, write it off. Yes, suck it. You're going to have to swallow that too. Write it off. We're going to 2025. Deep 2025. Deep. Look, it'll be good gains the first half of 2025, but most likely the deep euphoria, the eyes rolling back euphoria, that's probably going to come later because either the crowd's going to be too early or too late. Okay, so you're just going to have to play for that. I always assume the worst case, make it too late. Okay, so most likely everybody you see, click it. Look, everybody who says eHEX is going to die, it's not, you don't think, oh, good person or bad person. Just think there's a bias. Okay, bias, the B word, BIAS. They are short biased. All right, they are no different to the people, the influencers on Twitter who come and be like, oh, we're still in a crypto bear market. Have you seen that S&P 500 correlation? Damn, if S&P 500 breaks down below 4,100, we're going to swoop the lows. It's the same thing. They're short, okay? When you have sold something, this happens in the stock market, okay? This is a psychological phenomenon. When people click sell, they now, without even thinking about it, they now naturally feel that they don't like it. Now that they feel about it, okay? I'd like to ask you this, all right? Everybody who talked about, right, all these people, right, who click sell, and I'm about to explain what they did part later. So everybody who clicked on the anti-eHEX, on the eHEX, where was their voices in testnet version 3? Where was their voice immediately before? Where was their voice the whole time? It's just, oh, coincidentally, never heard them care about the pHEX, eHEX, and now that it's launched, aha, one's got to go to zero, you got to double my bag, basically. That's what happens, man. That's just markets, okay? Where everybody's short term, okay? And here's the funny part. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you something right now, okay? If someone came in and just put eHEX to 3 cents with one click, what do you think they're going to do? What are they going to tell you? Are they going to tell you, oh, well, it's just, are they going to fade it? Guess what? I've seen this happen time and time again. I know what's going to happen. If someone clicks eHEX to 3 cents, all those people who are anti-eHEX, they're going to shut their mouths and they're going to disappear, okay? Then they have to wrestle with themselves in their minds. Do I hate this or do I don't hate this? It's hard for them to love it because they already sold, okay? It's hard for them to swallow the pride and buy it back up. It really is, okay? It's very rare to do that. That's why not everyone can be a contrarian trader. That's why I say it's actually just better that if you take a long-term view, friends, you don't have to go through this mental turmoil and wrestling to do that. That's if it happens. They're probably not even prepared. No one's even prepared for that to happen. 0% chance. Everyone just thinks, yeah, it's going to zero. Yeah. What if eHEX to pHEX ratio, what if that actually goes back above 1? Okay, so you can actually find it. You can actually find it here. So we have it here, okay? So this is eHEX pHEX ratio. So no one can even imagine it comes back to parity right now. It's the same thing with everything else, okay? We've seen it time and time again. So what I've noticed, and I saw in comments from my YouTube, from my Twitter, people speaking, Discords, random people, so many. I'm actually shocked. Many people actually, they didn't sell eHEX for pHEX. They did not do that, okay? They did not rotate in. What they did was they went into the Degen Yield Farms, okay? They went into the Degen Yield Farms. You see these 1,000%? That's what they did. You see this WBTC here, 1,000%, that's what they've actually done, okay? They didn't rotate in. Absolutely not. That would not have even affect the price, okay? So that's why what they're doing is they're chasing the leverage farm. So what they're doing is they joined the leverage farms, okay? And now they want to rotate and harvest their rewards and just get the pHEX. So say, oh, eHEX is going to die. I've chosen one. So that's what they're doing. So I'm not saying someone's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong. I'm just letting you know the picture. The picture is you're not a genius for thinking eHEX is going to die after it drops minus 87% after 2.5 months, okay? You're not a genius. It's more likely, I'll almost guarantee, you are exit liquidity, okay? Your sells is the exit liquidity for their shorts, okay? Because if the lower you send it down, they're just going to buy it back. You don't think they don't care? Of course they don't care. It's a game. They don't care. Just as fast as these people said eHEX is going to die, they can literally in 7 days from now, after they buy, they go, well, you know what? I'm thinking about eHEX, and I think we actually need them because of X reason X, Y, Z. Okay, so that's why I'm just telling you. They're trying to trick you, whether they know it or not. They're trying to trick you into you're late. You're very late, okay? If you wanted to sell this, you sell on testnet version 3. You sell around the launch. You don't sell now. Okay, you're late to the trade. It doesn't mean it can't keep going lower. I'm just saying you are late to the trade, right? So most likely, because they're in pHEX, they want you to rotate into their pHEX bag so they're first to the trade ID and you get destroyed. You pay enormous slippage and then you're just giving away free money. You don't even know it. You don't even know it because most people can't think beyond 3 days, 7 days. PulseChain hasn't even been out for 1 month and everyone's like, nah, this thing's going to zero. Are you really sure? They're the same people who were so sure that PulseChain was going to be released in 2022. Okay, now they're so sure eHEX should go to zero. Think about that, okay? Have a think about that. If they were so sure, how come they haven't made you like really rich yet? Okay, they're so sure of it, right? Just have a think. Have a think for yourself. Go, maybe it's this. Maybe this is an actual sell the news event, just like everything else. Okay, just like everything else we've seen. And then it's just got to go through this time of hope and disbelief, and then rinsing as we are seeing, and hopefully a recovery. And my last point, baby doll. So you probably want to know, right? So you want to know, hey man, why shouldn't eHEX go to zero? Why shouldn't? Well, it's not about that. Okay, it's will it? I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, people bought JPEGs, man. People literally bought JPEGs in 2021. You think people are going to just let something else named HEX, the first generation HEX, the first one on Ethereum, you think they're actually going to let that go to zero? Or do you think they're trying to convince these newbies that their yield farm is going to say 1,000% and to sell their eHEX so they can get in? Okay, that's maybe more likely what I'm feeling out there, what I'm seeing. Because I've never seen 5,000 retailers follow everybody in and come out alive. I've never seen that. So the E token and P token thing, I've already made in my previous videos, but you need the E token and P token, right? So you need, these P token, P and E version, okay? So you have the E version and the P version. You need them as HEX to survive if you want PulseChain to thrive, because if HEX goes to zero, let's say eHEX, you say, it goes to zero, everyone quits. Well, that would mean the HEX community migrated out of Ethereum. That is so much of an enormous jump. You are basically tying the noose around your neck. How can you convince other altcoin communities to give value to your P token when they will now look at it and be like, wait a minute, it's either all or nothing. If it's all or nothing, you don't commit, okay? It's like, hey, I want to go on a diet. All right, that's it. You are not allowed to have any alcohol for the next 365 days. You have to do X, Y, and Z. You got to get up at 5 a.m. every morning. You got to do push-ups and do your run. You have to sleep at 10 o'clock every night. Okay, and the only green thing you can have is vegetables. Imagine just someone said that to you, like, whoa. Can we just start with me going on the treadmill for like 20 minutes just to get my body acclimatized to it? That's how you have to start. You got to ease into it. You can't just tell everybody, hey, sell all your Ethereum value and move over to this one, and then tell them, yeah, it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. Okay, it's not gonna work. You already know it's not gonna work. Just be intellectually honest, right? You can't expect that. So E tokens and P tokens thriving has to be around for the example of other communities. PSHIB, eSHIB. So we are making, when you have a P token, okay, you are giving them a subculture. You're giving a community on the main Ethereum, you're giving them somewhere else to degen play, for example. Like, for example, I'm not even joking, right? You might even have, let's say there's a community out there, an ERC20, an Ethereum community here, and you might find that a different subculture of them starts to adopt the P tokens. Maybe because they like it, because they just want to be different. Like, there could be like a ladies team. There could just be people like this, like a South American team. Okay, yes, people from geographic locations, different types of sectors in crypto. There might be like an NFT lover. There might be a rift between the community. Maybe the younger people adopt it as well. Maybe a degen sector. Do you get what I mean? You open the door up to do that. We've never seen this before. Okay, so to expect a full migration from everybody, I think is completely unrealistic. But if you open the door and you keep these alive, you get to see. And of course, the whole idea is for everybody to dream about their P tokens going up. People want to know, oh, P-Link is 10 cents. What if it goes to $1? You know, P-SHIB is like minus 98%. What if it goes like next to parity? That's the idea. That's the dream. But when you have, okay, eHEX went to 0, the other thing didn't, then you're asking altcoin communities when they come in, it's for them to dream that they are first to the rotation and for them to try convince the mainnet Ethereum crowd that they are in the righteous one because PulseChain is better. We all know that's not going to work, okay? So I've gone through a lot of issues here, baby dolls. Don't forget, we had a sell the news. It's very unfortunate that, yes, it's true. I know this sucks to hear, man. It sucks to hear that we were valued more when it was just HEX by itself. And now we're valued less. That does not mean that PulseChain is failing or anything. It just means that, hey, most of the market cap got diluted and split. So this is not the wrong move. Going forward, you get to see, hey, do we attract more value because now you have, say, HEX is the Bitcoin. Now you have PulseChain as the Ethereum. You have PulseX as the Uniswap or Pancake. Do we attract different types of people who don't overlap? People who are unique. People who only want to store a value. You know, the very conservative side. That's like the Bitcoin, right? People who want the PulseChain to develop. Maybe more developers, more apps, more entrepreneurs, for example, right? And the PulseX, everybody, the degens and the meme lovers, and they want something that buys and burns. So there is a lot of overlap, but not all of them overlap. So we can only see this, in my heart, I believe, when Bitcoin and Ethereum start to reprice higher. So now you know this eHEX, pHEX thing, it's a non-issue. But you know what is an issue? The status of our friendship. Because to me, it's infinite. Like, subscribe button, or tell mum and dad that you love them today.